episode 5 of Workload. We have John Gillon here. John, real quick, let me just say, with the coronavirus that's been happening, what are your thoughts on that?
I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope, people are just getting what they need to get done. The families don't need anything. I mean, personally, if someone needed something, they could ask me. That's pretty much it.
Has the coronavirus affected you in any ways?
I mean, I can't do anything. I haven't touched the basketball in months. I mean, maybe a little bit of dribbling here and there, but I haven't been able to work it. I mean, I work out on my own, like running. I run every day.
Sharpstown tournament. I was at Lamar.
Y'all played. I was on. What team was I on?
You were on the freshman team at Strake.
Man, I barely even remember my freshman. I remember it, but I don't remember specific teams we played. I played a lot of games, man.
Yeah, I remember we played against you guys. You guys were very good. You were always fast.
Yeah, man. I feel like around like 10th, 11th grade, I started, picking my speed up a little bit.
So for you, playing varsity for 3 years at Strake, what was that like?
It was a great experience, man. I mean, you were around in Houston. Strake, it was a big deal to play there. I feel like my freshman year, they went all the way to state. They were undefeated. They have a current NBA player in Tim. So you had multiple players, Joey, Steven, going Division I. So, you got to learn from those players. You got to see what it meant to go to that school. It was just like seen as a prestigious thing. You see
there was a standard
sold out. They were going crazy at the game. So like just being able to do that and be a part of that and be one of the best players to go there. That's a big deal.
Okay, so for you, playing with a guy like Rashid, who was one of the top players in the country, for you and him in the backcourt, what was that like for you? How are you able to play off of his game and to excel?
I think like me and Rashid are both competitors. So we all wanted, not that we were trying to outshine each other because we're like brothers, like we want to, see the other one do well, but just having that person to push you, a person to learn from that aspect is always good. You see somebody as competitive for you who always put winning first. Above any of his owners, he always wanted to win. Like that's what came first, and you don't really appreciate it as much because me and Rashid went to the same school since we were in 6th grade. So we were on the same team for 6 years straight. So you kind of get used to that person, but you don't realize how good you have it until you go play with other people who have an agenda or maybe play more selfishly. You know what I mean?
So you never thought about transferring?
I thought about it at times, like, because the school was so hard.
Academically?
Yeah, academically, it was way tougher than college, man. It was definitely not easy, yeah.
Okay, so for you, I remember back in maybe about 2009, 2010, was that when you first started training with Coach Lucas?
My freshman year summer. After my freshman year, the summer before I even went to varsity, that's when I started going with Lucas.
Okay, so what was that like for you? Because I was there as well, me and my brothers. What was that like for you playing with pros and college players, high-level college players, what I would say?
Just seeing that, just my mindset going everywhere is I want to be the best. So, like, just going in there, I would watch them because before I even worked out, because it would be a League America, and I worked out there anyway. My AAU teams were associated with this, so I was always there watching. And I was never invited until I don't even remember. Then I finally went there, and I was just going in trying to prove myself because I'm like, I want to be the best player in here. When I preach to like younger kids, I'm like, get your education, like make sure that's a priority for you. Because regardless if you make a few million playing basketball or whatever. Like the best case scenario happens in your mind, you still need to be educated. You still need to be, you need to be able to manage your money. You need to be able to, live.
So why UALR? What was the reason behind that?
They had just came off of going to the tournament. It's probably one of the best schools that offered me. I didn't have many options, so it wasn't much that went into it. I kind of liked it when I went there on the visit, and I just committed.
Okay. So I know you averaged about 10 points there, and even in your first game, you had 22 points as a freshman, which is I think that was a record at the time. You eventually ended up transferring. Why?
Like I said, I'm always about learning new things and growing. I mean, I try to study my environment. I just didn't feel like I could grow there. I didn't feel as if my plans for myself aligned with what the coach is trying to push me for. Because even though I did well as a freshman, I guess 10, 11 points, I know I'm capable of much more, especially in a mid-major conference. Like you see, my first game I had 22, and I just feel as if my coach wasn't pushing me to be better. I felt like I was being held back, and I can't be put in a box. I'm not going to allow myself to.
So you feel like once you saw the business side of the game in college, you had to do what was best for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you ended up at Colorado State. You started, 26 out of 34 games. I think that was your senior year. Not your senior year, my mistake.
Junior. My junior year.
Yeah, my mistake. Your junior year, you averaged 13 and about 4 assists. What was that like playing in that conference, which is actually a true mid-major conference?
I think that was probably, like when you think of like mid-major, I think it was like mid to high major. Like when you think of all the teams in it, I think the competition level through like 3/4 of the conference is high. Like the bottom teams aren't good. Like when it comes to like San Jose State wasn't good. Maybe Air Force wasn't too good, but Air Force finds a way to be somewhat competitive. But I don't know. It was a good experience, man. I played against a lot of great players in there. I got better. I learned, like I said, I learned, and got better.
Yeah, you were even the 6th man of the year, right?
Yep. That year we broke the school record in wins.
Why did you choose Syracuse? I know a lot of schools were after you.
Yeah, I had a lot of offers, man. I can't even remember all of them, but I probably had over 20 high major offers.
Yep.
But I chose Syracuse because I just posted it on Twitter. It's one of the 5 schools ever to have over 2,000 wins. It's a true blue blood school. It's a dream come true. You know what I mean? Like it's a kid's dream to be able to play at a place like that. You know what I mean? So I had to take that opportunity. I've always seen myself as an ACC guard that led his team through a conference. I've always wanted to do that, and I can honestly say that I did.
Yep. You can. So what would you say was your most memorable moment at Syracuse?
Look at Rasheed.
I see him.
I would say the coolest moment I ever had, in my opinion, at Syracuse was it was the game after I had 43 NC State, and then the next game we played Virginia, who was a top 10 team. They had on the Jumbotron highlights of just me having a good game. And I just could see, because it was one of the highest scores ever at Syracuse, and a school record in threes. And it was almost sold out in the dome, and everyone's going crazy over the video when they say my name in the starting lineup. So I think that had I felt chills, and to this day now that's probably the coolest moment I can think of. from
Okay, and I remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I remember that game actually when you played. It was at North Carolina State. You were matched up against Dennis Smith, who's in the NBA now. What was that? What was your mindset going into that game? Did you feel like you were maybe an underdog or what?
I never feel like an underdog. I feel like at all times, playing basketball, I'm the biggest threat on the court. Like always, that's just my mindset, man. I've had to be like that because you have so many people that doubt you. And 4 minutes left, and came back and won.
And you took it upon yourself to take over and to win the game.
Yeah. No, I did. I wasn't gonna let us lose that one.
Yep, and I think after that game, not long after, you guys played Duke, and you hit the game winner against Duke, right?
Right.
What was that like for you?
That was another crazy moment, man. That's probably like second on my list in like memories. Just having the whole crowd just swarm in, like rush the court, and just going crazy, getting interviewed, being on the Scott Van Pelt show, being on national TV. Like it's just, it's pretty cool, man. Like getting that chance to do that and go play at the highest level. It's just always cool. I remember we went to North Carolina. They won the national championship that year. Florida State was top 10. I remember I had a good game against them. I think I had 21 and 12. They had only lost like one game. Being able to do that in the Dome is pretty cool. Beating Virginia. Virginia's defense is crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, I got great experiences, man.
You worked out for a couple of teams, right? You worked out with the Blazers and the Nuggets. Were those the only two teams?
I worked out with the Trailblazers, Nuggets, Bucks, Heat, Pistons, and Rockets.
Okay, so who did you end up? You ended up undrafted, but who did you play with come summer league?
I didn't get a chance to play summer league. I never played
what do you
summer
think
league, man. I thought I was.
What do you think?
Certain teams were saying they were interested in me for summer league, and for some reason it just didn't work out that way. So I still haven't, got a chance to do that, even with me playing well, doing well in some of the workouts. Where they said they would give me, but it's a numbers game, so I understand.
Okay, so after that, you stayed in the G League, correct, with the Texas Legends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was that like for you playing with them?
I mean, I didn't really get a chance to play there. I mean, I got to play in practice. I would destroy them every day, but I never really got a chance to play there. Like my first game, it was against the Lakers in LA. That was actually my third game, but I didn't play the first two games. My coach didn't put me in because I was a rookie, I guess. Put me in. My first shot I hit. And I don't know. I just always felt like the NBA game was, pretty easy, to be honest. It's just so spread out. If you understand how to work a pick and roll, or you understand how to do certain things, you always be able to at least get a good shot attempt up.
True, and for you, your speed and your IQ, the NBA game fits you more than the college game.
Right. I never got back-to-back 20-point games in college, not one time. I'll go 3-4 games in the G League, getting 20 in a row. Or like get 30 and 20, then I got 40 my first year. Like that was a much easier game to me. It was more fast paced. Like I feel like I could have been a good piece on an NBA team, honestly.
You playing with them?
I mean, I didn't really get a chance to play there. I mean, I got to play in practice. I would destroy them every day, but I never really got a chance to play there. Like my first game, it was against the Lakers in LA. That was actually my third game, but I didn't play the first 2 games. My coach didn't put me in because I was a rookie, I guess. Put me in. My first shot I hit. And I don't know. I just always felt like the NBA game was, pretty easy, to be honest. It's just so spread out. If you understand how to work a pick and roll, or you understand how to do certain things, you always be able to at least get a good shot attempt up.
True, and for you, your speed and your IQ, the NBA game fits you more than the college game.
Right. I never got back-to-back 20-point games in college, not one time. I'll go 3-4 games in the G League getting 20 in a row. Or like get 30 and 20, then I got 40 my first year. Like that was a much easier game to me. It was more fast paced. Like I feel like I could have been a good piece on an NBA team, honestly.
I agree. I know that. So you ended up with the Erie Bayhawks, right? Which are they the Atlanta Hawks' G League team?
Uh-huh.
So with them, that's when you were putting up numbers, like you said, 28, 27, multiple games with over 20 plus and double-digit assists. What do you feel like happened for you not to get that call that you know that you should have gotten?
I don't think they're necessarily watching. I can't really, I'm a thinking man. I see myself as a logical. I can't see somebody actually looking at my game and saying I don't fit somewhere, because in any situation where you need to, thrive or like be good, or, like let's say they wanted a passing point guard, I'm getting games with over 10 assists in like 10 points. Where I just hit open shots, which you always need. So the court is always spaced. Then I always can get in the lane. I always make the right play. Turnovers low. I would get steals. Like I don't really understand. I really just don't think it's a critical view. Like when it comes to an IQ, like it's not all about who can score the best or who might have the most ability with the ball, because they have their superstar. And I'm not trying to just sound so typical, and I'm not trying to sound typical when I say it. I'm saying like I know how to play off of someone being the primary scorer. Like I've done every situation you can need. Like I played with Rashid, who was a primary scorer. We playing off each other. Then I can just be complimented. I can go and I can be the best scorer. I can go a whole game, not take a shot. Like I've done everything that you could possibly want in a point guard or a player. Like when my finger was messed up, I just played defense, made sure my man didn't score the whole game. Like, so that's kind of why I thought I was a good fit. Just being well.
So after that, you decided to go overseas to give it a try?
Yeah. I just felt like there was, like, you still want to get to the NBA, but you take a different path. You go where you raise your stock in 2 places. Like you can raise your NBA and overseas stock to where you're making more money. And then on top of that, maybe you may give yourself a better chance in playing. Strategy, just depending on my skill. But then towards the end, I started to understand where to score, where to pace myself. I understand the flow of that game. Before I was just out there, I didn't really understand what exactly my coach wants. I didn't exactly understand, the referee. They referee differently over there. Like I would go to the basket, and I got a lot of foul calls in the G League, so I was, putting it out, putting it low, and that was just my thing. I always get fouled. Anybody who's played me, they hated it.
True.
But I would be going, they would let them foul me overseas. And I guess, I don't know if they didn't see it. They don't like me. I don't know. And I wasn't getting those calls.
So how are you able to, would you say that the American game is different from the European game?
It's way different. They can stand in the paint overseas. They can goaltend. If the ball hits the rim, it's a live ball. You can knock it off. They rely more on play calling, more strategy to win, whereas we in America might rely on our athleticism a little more. Like I was by far the fastest, most athletic person there. In my opinion, if we just look at it, But they still can find a way to stop you. Like, so you can't just, like, you might run through in one game, then they'll double team you the next game, or they'll have more help waiting on you, or like have a scheme that can start. They're thinking a little bit more out there in certain areas. I mean, in America we think too, but like it's just different.
Okay, so how are you able to have the same results?
It's you have to realize that a bad shot in America, like they don't want you to, necessarily, like, let's say I have an ISO at the top and a big man is on me. In America, if I were to just pull up and shoot a three, what are they going to say? I settled, right? So let's say I'm in the same situation overseas, I do that, that's a good shot. So you rely more on your jump shot overseas than in America.
Okay, so for you, did you guys play in the Euro Cup?
No. We didn't play European competition.
Okay, only the Lithuanian League.
It's the Lithuanian League.
Okay, so was the season cut short due to the coronavirus, or was it already done?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So how many games were left?
Probably like 12. We were in the third part of the season, so we were past halfway. We had like 1.5 more months, so maybe like 10, 11 games.
Okay, so what do you think now with what's going on in the world? What do you think is going to be next for you? Are you going to go back to Lithuania or?
No, probably not. Not to that same team, but we'll see. You have to go through the whole recruiting process again. Like you sign a new contract every year unless you sign a multi-year contract. So I played well, so I'll probably be on a better team this year, playing European competition. That's the plan. I mean, unless an NBA team just randomly gives me a contract, which would be cool. But I mean, I know the likeliness of that happening is very low.
All right, well, John, let me say you're on the right track. Your game is, like you said, you've always had an NBA game, and I know that personally from playing against you. You're always fast. Yeah, you know how to shoot, and your game is translating well overseas. So what I would say is just keep working hard, keep doing what you're doing. Eventually, eyes will open, and you'll get the call that you deserve.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I love what you're doing with the show, and I appreciate you for having me.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it, man. For real quick, for everybody that's tuned in, once again, this is John Gillon, heading to the NBA soon. We're just going to go ahead and say that. But we have some people coming on next week. I can't say who, but the person, he went to the University of Kentucky. That's all I can say. So everybody tune in and follow us, and it's going to be fun. John, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.